I highly recommend like kind of resistance training
Okay.
because it's more functional performance training. That is to specifically go train for the sport of basketball. So we're not in there want to put a whole bunch of plates and doing a whole bunch of repetition for the bench press. We want to be quick. We want to have good movements. We want to have functional movements that's going to help us be more explosive. Be able to react quicker. So that's what I like. And those can just be like jump ropes, resistance bands. We have heavy balls. We have, all of these type of things. They can do to increase their stamina, increase their strength and overall, player performance. But there's a lot of things that the players can do that are by themselves. Here in Rwanda, I told them, I said, there's 1,000 hills in Rwanda. You choose one of them, run up that 10 times every day and see
Uh-huh.
it. And yeah, see how strong your legs will be. See when you get on an even basketball court, how
Mm,
how 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 you won't get tired, and how
mm.
how you'll be in a whole different mode or a whole different gear. So yeah, so that's it, man.
Excellent, excellent advice, excellent information. As far as nutrition, obviously with any part of the world, whether it's Kigali, Rwanda, or Detroit, Michigan, when you have youth sports, obviously nutrition or affordable nutrition is always a thing. Now, are there certain grains or cereals that are nutritious that are affordable as well in Rwanda?
Okay, let me just take one step back. This year we wanted to emphasize the importance of strength and conditioning. We actually signed a partnership with Cali Fitness, which is a fitness gym here, and we gave those boys membership for like a short duration of the season, so they can take advantage. The reason why I brought that up because just recently we also had like an independent consultant who's a health nutritionist, and he kind of did an analysis of our players' eating habits. So we had about 72 hour period of everything they ate and drink for a 72-hour period. And we had Friday was when we started it, which was the day before the game. And then they played on Saturday and then they played on Sunday. So we got to look at what they ate in the morning, what they ate in the afternoon, and what they ate at dinner. We also included the drinks and stuff. So a lot of stuff that was coming up was beans, rice, things like not a lot of meat. It was mostly potatoes, yeah,
Okay.
like French fries, chips, those types of potatoes. So it was a heavy diet of like a lot of starch and a lot of
Mm.
carbohydrates. But it lacked veggies like green beans, and they have one local dish here which is made from spinach. It's called dodo. So they also on that. But the pattern that we saw was a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, a lot of um, things like that. It wasn't a lot of green or even a lot of meat.
Okay. Okay. A typical question that I get in my DMs for this podcast is, what is the average cost to sponsor a youth? And because the African continent is large and the different currencies, I'm not good with the whole conversion thing. I don't even know what the currency is for Rwanda, but if you could put like a general estimate, how much would it cost to sponsor one Rwandan ball player monthly, if that is?
See, we're structured as so we're not a nonprofit organization. We're structured as a social business. That is a
Okay.
business that operates and exists to help a social cause. So even
Okay.
say we're like things for like merchandising, or we might host specialty camps like a shooting clinic or something like this, or we talked about the strength and conditioning per player enhancement. Sometimes we charge money for these services, so in order to kind of circumvent all our operating expenses, we charge for services. But in terms of sponsorship, I mean, there's so many things to do. I'm literally getting ready on Wednesday to go to Juba, South Sudan. So I'll
Okay.
be in South Sudan for 5 days. We have a 3-day clinic, and Azomco Global we're based in Rwanda, but our reach and our vision is throughout the whole continent of Africa. So I'm really going to identify talent and to get some kids who provide opportunities for kids who otherwise wouldn't have that opportunity. And the camp there is just continuing to grow. So initially he said we have 3 age groups, and one age group is going to have 38 kids, one age group is going to have 50 kids, and another age group is going to have 40 kids. He texted me 2 days ago that said, "Coach, we need to prepare for 250." So goodness, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So you can imagine the amount of kids. So we provide shoes. We've done shoe drives before in the past, because shoes is something that's needed as an aspiring player. If you don't have any money and you don't have the resources, you cannot play. It'd be difficult for you to play. So shoes are a good one. Also, some of these students, we want to start developing them as student athletes. Student athletes. So going to university. That might be something that maybe one of your guests want. You might want to sponsor a kid to go through 1 year of university. So I could let you know that the cost of that, and maybe we can help facilitate that as well. Also, health insurance is a good thing in Rwanda. That price for health insurance, I believe, is $9 per year per Rwandan citizen. So $9, $9 per to have health coverage. So we've done things in the past to make sure our players, at the bare minimum, at least have their health coverage taken care of. But yeah, anything helps. Anything goes a long way. And we're just working hard to continue to develop the game on the continent of Africa.
Yeah, this is beautiful work. This powerful work. Obviously, Africa is a talent-rich continent in so many different areas. As we cap everything off, what would you say kind of stands out so far as far as some of the youth that you work with? Any stories that really stand out in your head so far?
Okay, I'll give you 2. I'll give you a funny one, and then I'll give you I'll give you the reason why. The funny one is we had a boy named Coke. He's from South Sudan. He was 16 years old. I met him, and he came to our camp. He's 7'1", 7'1", 16 years old. The boy is skinny as all it can be, So we got him some protein powder. We got him, and get him some shoes, and we brought him to the camp. So he's telling me about South Sudan and how tall the people are there, how tall the kids are there. And he tells me this. So he said, "Yeah, you know what, Coach? Actually, I'm the shortest boy in my family."
Oh.
So I said, "Wait a minute. What do you mean you're the shortest boy?" He said, "Yeah. He said, I have an older brother who's 7'2". My dad is 7'3", and he starts naming them off. And he's the youngest. He's the shortest person in his family. So that was it. And then the second story I wanted to say was my first kind of basketball experience. I had a friend that I met, and he was an aspiring basketball player. So he said, there's a tryout going on for the Patriots. Patriots is a local club here. It's one of the most famous ones. It was a club that J. Cole played for when he played in the Basketball African League. Anyhow, so I went down there, and I was giving him some advice, and he said the tryout started at 7 p.m. So I said, you need to get there before. You want to be loose. You want to stretch. Get there. So we got there around 6:15, 6:30. Right, walking to the gym. There's volleyball practice going on. This is one of the few and only indoor gym. It was called Petite Stade. So recently they're renovating it. In the gym, they had the women's team practicing. On the sideline, they had the men's volleyball team waiting to get on. There was a basketball academy. Sorry, I'm just going to shut this door. Mosquitoes are coming in. There was a basketball academy, a youth basketball academy that was outside dribbling in the parking lot. And then the team that he was trying out for came at 7 p.m. and had to wait an hour and a half for their term to the game, for their term to practice. So we got there at 6:30, but it didn't actually practice until about 8:30 because the demand for facility that the athletes can participate is very, very limited. So that's one of our biggest goals for the rest of this year is to construct a facility here and allow just continuous.
Makes sense. Obviously, want to thank you for the work that you're doing and the work that you continue to do. I learned a lot from this episode. As always, the academies that I get to learn a lot more, because obviously for the outside looking in, I come in with, my ideas of what I think may be challenges or barriers, but, I always stand to learn something new. Brother Yusuf, want to thank you, man, for the work. Keep up the good work. Continue to highlight these young men and women. Wish a lot more young ballers in the motherland would uh, get in the habit of, describing themselves a little bit more, like when they DM me, their name, their height, their age, their grade, their school, their position. And, obviously it's not easy for them to get the type of recording equipment to zoom in on them, but, maybe that's for, future reference.
Yeah, that's definitely a big challenge, man. Definitely a challenge is getting quality video, because from a scout or a team perspective, it makes a little bit of different. But with that being said, a good coach can recognize potential, so they can see the potential, whether you're playing on the dirt field or whether you're playing on the 15,000 thing arena. People can recognize potential. So yeah, followers, I encourage your followers to go to Azomco Global. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook as well, AZMOCO Global, GLOBAL. And we also have a website.com. Yeah, you can follow the work that we're doing. And yeah, I appreciate it coming on, man. Best of luck to you. And then also, I also want to encourage people to visit Rwanda. African American population at home. Visit Rwanda. It's a great place to go. I know a lot of African Americans back home are looking forward opportunities to go back to the continent. So Rwanda is a good country as an entry point, because a lot of things are stable here. Good place for business opportunities. And is really, really going. So visit Rwanda and follow Azomco Global on Instagram.
Thank you, brother Yusuf. Continue blessings, sir.
Blessing to you, my brother. Thank you so much.